Hey Symposium listeners, have you ever listened to our A Song of Ice and Fire coverage and wanted to chime in live with your thoughts? Or wanted us to cover a property of your choice?
Introducing the Symposium Review Contest. The contest is open now and closes on August 31st, 2026.
Here's how you can enter. Leave us a 5-star review on any podcatcher and send us a screenshot to earn an entry. You can leave reviews on as many platforms as you want, and each screenshot counts as an entry.
If you want an extra incentive, every review you submit on or before April 30th, 2026 will be counted as 2 entries.
If you win, you get to pick one of the following 3 options.
Option 1, join us for an A Song of Ice and Fire wrap-up episode after we have read A Dance with Dragons.
Option 2, get us to watch or read or otherwise consume a piece of media to cover on the podcast.
Option 3 is the same as option 2, but you get to also be on the podcast episode with us.
We will have a minimum of 2 winners. One winner will be the person who earned the most entries, and a second winner will be chosen through random draw. If interest is high, a third winner may also be chosen.
So folks, get those reviews in on or before August 31st, 2026. We look forward to chatting with you in fall of 2026.
And now on to the episode. Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav, and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmat, and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Dance with Dragons, chapters 57 and 58. Tyrion and Jon. In these chapters, Tyrion talks himself out of a tricky situation, and Jon's talks have led him into a tricky situation. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So, Harmat, who died in these chapters?
Oh my god, so I feel like there was a lot of deaths in these chapters.
Give me the highlights.
Okay, so in Tyrion's chapter, his master guy, I don't remember his name.
Yellow guy, yellow whale.
Yellow guy's dying. The overseer guy we didn't like died.
Was helped in his dying. Helped along.
By Tyrion, exactly. Finally got some use out of Chekhov's mushrooms. And then...
Wait, I didn't even realize that. Okay, sorry. I didn't actually stop to think how he did it. I just figured he cut his throat or something.
No, because it says in the text that, you know how no one wanted to get near him because no one liked him, so no one wanted to help him? Tyrion brought him soup that had mushrooms in it.
You know what? I completely skipped over the soup because I was like, George R.R. Martin loves to describe food, so I'm just gonna move over it. But what I remembered was Nurse saying no, and Tyrion saying a Lannister always pays his debt. So, like, what was Nurse saying no to? I was gonna ask you too, because I was like, I thought the mushrooms were the maybe
poison.
It was like he, had the soup and then was realizing, oh no, I'm dying. No.
And then he's like, I paid my debts. Yeah, I just figured it was something else, but yeah.
Okay, you're so right. I can't believe I missed that. And I think in a previous read I had caught it, but it's been so long that I've completely forgotten it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Please keep going.
No problem. Yeah, so Chekhov's mushrooms, he be dead. More people have died from the flux. I don't remember any other specifics. And then and then in Jon's chapter, I mean,
dead things on the land, dead things in the water.
Yeah, at Hardhome, and then also at like a few of the people who've been north of the wall, right, waiting for this to happen. Like,
yes.
He was talking about how every night they lose more people, and also when they're traveling, the stragglers, they be dead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So, what did you think of these chapters?
They were good. You know what I loved? I loved the Brown Men Plum stuff, where like he's kind of like a little Targaryen vibe, which is fun. Because now we have a confirmed one. And then. Oh, wait, not me. That's the only thing I remember about these chapters. Oh, Tyrion's chapter was fun. I love a Tyrion scheming chapter. And also this chapter, I think kind of like, I I think, like, even leading up, his last few chapters have been like, oh no, I actually do want to live. I do actually want to live. But this is him being like, no, I'm gonna fucking live. You know? Like, he's refusing to be afraid of getting caught. Like, he's just like, I'm gonna do this thing, and that's how it be, you know? So I really liked that. It's really Tyrion coming into himself again. And then Jon's chapter, I just was like, man, this is so much description. And then, like, the ending
exposition. Well, I can't even call it exposition. It's just like, it's, you know how Victarion's chapter was like a list of ships. This is a list of people. Like,
exactly. And I was trying so hard to pay attention because I was like, I know some of these are going to be important, and I'm trying to understand the politics of who's who and what's what. But at some point, a girl gets bored, you know?
Yeah, no. Like, George R. R. Martin could have just given us, like, what's his name? The old Pomegranates list of people that they let in.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It would have been okay, I'm being cavalier. It would not have been the same thing, but generally.
Yeah, but, you know, it was good. It built the tension. It built the vibes. It was like, are they going to make it before dark? Like, is this going to be a point of tension? Like, you could have opened the gates, whatever. Also, this opening gate nonsense is never gonna go away, is it? Not nonsense. I know that it's like an important thing. You know how, like, Bowen was like, we gotta widen the gates.
Oh, yes.
And then Jon's like, no, we're not gonna do that. And that was like
door.
Yeah, and then that was like a big decision that he made. And now we're kind of seeing some of the probably smaller consequences of that decision. Like, we're seeing that, but it just, and I know that it's important and that's why it's being mentioned, but they've talked about it so much, I'm kind of bored of this whole door discussion. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fair enough.
But I had a good time. They were good.
Okay. So, I feel like you have kind of summarized, but do summarize again.
Oh my god, I'm gonna try.
It can't take that long. So,
yes, I will try. Okay.
3, 2, 1, Tyrion.
Okay, Tyrion and Penny's guy is dying, so then Tyrion kind of hatches this plan to go over to Brown Ben Plum by way of getting water for the guy. Everyone's dying. Boo-hoo. Jorah, they get to Brown Ben Plum. Tyrion's like, you should keep us. It's fine, they won't come look for us here. I can help you. Tyrion doesn't think Dany's dead. Jorah and Brown Ben Plum recognize each other.
Switch.
Jon, okay, it's the day of, people are being let through, it's very slow going, as we know, door's not wide enough, and then it like literally takes them all day, and by the end they have to start rushing people. They're like, oh my god, you know, and then, to Hardhome, oh my god, letter back from Hardhome, undead be rising, there's a lot going on there.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember the specifics. I just remember there's a lot going on.
This time you, like, actually just, like, you know, you didn't get stuck in the details. In fact, like, not at all. Maybe a little too little detail, but it's okay. We'll allow it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Tyrion. They are trying to nurse their master guy who was dying of the pale mare. And it's not good. It's just bad. And nobody else wants to be near him because that, you know, infectious disease, just gross all over. So his quote-unquote treasures have the privilege of serving him. And it's not looking good. He's gonna die very soon. And a lot of them are worried because, like, what's gonna happen to them after they die? And Tyrion's like, he wasn't the worst that he could have been. And he was also in favor of the peace. He didn't want to break it. He didn't want to loot the city. So in some ways, he had some interesting policy choices that were more favorable to the people we like. So that's all going by the wayside now.
Yeah, and also it's interesting because he brought, like, so many slave soldiers to the cause, and, like, he's so rich and stuff, so he had big sway. So now and I know that, like, the Yunkai leadership is already having a lot of turnover, but this is, I guess, just kind of part of it.
And he hasn't named a single heir, so probably all his, like, stuff is going to be split up between, like, a bunch of these nephews, which is going to dilute all the power, and, like, nobody, it's just, like, bad for the politics, bad for the people.
It's like in Barristan's chapter where it was like, instead of being ruled by, like, a central power, now it's just like a bunch of people taken what they can get, you know? Like,
so like
it's not very cohesive.
Are further into chaos because that was like
yeah,
supreme leader or whoever that died, and now this guy who was the next best is also dying. So just chaos.
Yep.
They're just like, okay, Penny's like, oh, let's go to Karth. It'll be great. And Tyrion's like, have you seen the Karth people that are here? I don't think they like us very much. And then the healer comes in and is like, nothing can be done. Bring him lots of water, but fresh water, because people have been drinking the river water, which is bad because that's also where they've been shitting. So not like the smart ones drink upstream of the latrines, but they're still downstream of the city, so it's just still bad.
Yeah.
This was so, oh my god.
Yeah. And thank God for modern plumbing, because please, no.
Yeah. And also, one of the other ones that bit the dust is Nurse. He got the pale mare, and nobody wanted to serve him either.
Nobody was sad about that.
Yeah, Tyrion was stuck with, bringing him soups, and as you said, soup with slivers of mushrooms in the broth, which I completely missed because I was just like, yeah. Descriptions of food.
Yeah.
And the last word Nurse ever said was no, and the last words he ever heard were, a Lannister always pays his debts. Wow. So no tears shed there. So then now Tyrion and Penny have to go get water, and Tyrion is clearly scheming, and he goes up to these soldier guards and is like, hey, you, go get some water, knowing that this is going to prompt them to be sent to get the water. And he's like, but we're so small, we need help. Can we take... And they're like, take Jorah. So he's like, perfect.
Oh my god.
And him and Penny and Jorah get these buckets, get on their way. And as they're walking away, he's like feeling bad for the ones they left behind, especially Sweets, who was like a very special favorite of the Masters. But now, and then everybody hated Sweets for that reason. So Sweets is probably gonna not have probably Sweets is dead soon too. Like, we may as well have added their name to our list of people who died. I
feel bad for them. It just, and like, they also seem to at least like I think they feel the same way that Tyrion kind of does about their master guy, where they're like, you know what, he was fine. Like, they seem to really want to like keep him okay. Yeah, which is an interesting mindset. Like, Tyrion kind of gets more into it too, where he's like, like, what does he say? Oh my god.
He says something like, the thing about bondage is it's very easy to get used to. Something like that. And that, like, people, I think it's like a coping mechanism, like, totally. People just like give into it instead of fighting it, because then they can be enslaved but not beaten every day. Like,
like, who's that guy we run into later who's like, no, I'm like a brother of the guy, and he's like talking about his owner.
It's just some guy at the well.
Yeah, so, and he's like, well, because Tyrion's like, dude, we're both literally slaves, like, what are you yapping about? And then he's like, well, no, I'm more, we've known each other since we were born, we're more like brothers, which also I think is, like you said, a coping mechanism, a way to, it's all coping, yeah. And, like, even Tyrion's kind of like, I didn't mind the guy, so even Tyrion starting to develop a bit of that too.
It's like the best of the worst case scenarios type of thing. And so they go get Jorah. Jorah has also had it rough. He hasn't been, like, even with their act, he like barely cooperates if he feels like it sometimes. And
that's why he ended up not being presented to Dany.
Although you would think that he would have taken the opportunity to appear in front of her.
Exactly.
Or maybe they just never told him. I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe Tyrion didn't tell him because Tyrion didn't want...
Yeah, like, maybe he didn't realize, like, oh, if I do a bad job, they're not going to put me in for the big showcase, Like,
right.
Maybe that was a mess up on his part,
That's true. Yeah. But he is just mostly unresponsive. And to deal with this, Nurse had been having him beaten every night, so he's just like pulp at this point. I don't know. I don't like feeling sorry for Jorah, so I'm moving on. They go on their way. Nobody's paying them any mind because they're just like 3 enslaved people going on their way to do chores. And
specifically they belong to the Yezin guy, and because he has such a great reputation, he's brought so much, like they're not gonna risk messing with his property, quote unquote.
Exactly. So they make their way through the camp, and they're, noticing that there's the scorpions that we heard about, but Tyrion's like, you silly buggers. Don't you know dragons can't be killed by scorpions? Apparently. So this is Tyrion's dragon knowledge, They're like, they don't have any weak points except for their eyes.
Wow.
And it's gonna be pretty hard to pin them down in their eyes.
Wow.
At like heights and distances like this. So I guess what he's saying is they're basically indestructible. But these people don't seem to know them. They're like soothing themselves with these toys to like be like, basically. We got this. But at least it's good news for us and for Daenerys potentially returning and all of that. So so they have to walk a while. The closest well is like there's like very few wells around because at first the Mirandese had poisoned the wells, and Tyrion's thinking the fact that there's any wells around is a mistake on Daenerys' part because she should have poisoned all the wells. It's what my dad would have done. I'm not sure if that's an endorsement for a good plan or not. And he's reminiscing about his days once again with Griff and them, and how they're probably in Westeros by now, and here I am. What can you do?
Sucks to suck.
Yeah. And they finally get to the well. Once they get to the well, they have to wait a while too, because there's long lineups. And they're everybody's like, this is the gossip center, so everybody's talking about what happened at the pits and how Daenerys flew off, and people are like, no, I know a girl who knows a man who saw her die. Like, just a very long-winded gossip trail.
Oh my god, and Tyrion's like, in this company, silence was the better part of wisdom, but Tyrion could not help himself. Oh, I love him. He's so funny.
Yeah, so he's like, I didn't
Oh my god,
hear
sorry.
that they...
Can I just give, like, a 10-second tangent? I started reading Great Gatsby. Okay, no, that's gonna make it longer. Okay. Nav was counting off screen with their fingers, and I was like, no. But I just started reading Great Gatsby, and I am instantly in love, and I see why it's a class, because I've seen the musical, I've seen the movie, I hadn't read the book yet, and I'm reading the book, and I'm like, oh my god, it's instantly better than both of them, and me calling the book better than a musical means something, because I'm a musical fan, but it just is like, he's so funny, and the amount of insults like this that happen, I'm like, oh my god, this is perfectly made for me. Anyway, but yeah.
Okay,
I was, some of the Tyrion things, I was like, Gatsby? Well, yeah.
Maybe George R. R. Martin took inspiration. I haven't read it, so I can't add anything to this conversation. Let's move on. Tyrion says they didn't find a corpse, and people are like, yeah, but they found 1 billion corpses. How are you supposed to know who's who? And how would you know what's what anyway? And then somebody's like, oh, these are the dwarfs that jousted there. You saw her, didn't you? And Tyrion is like, yeah, I saw a little girl wrapped in a tow car with a veil. I didn't really get an up-close look.
Yeah, it wasn't quite giving Daenerys Stormborn to me. Like,
but what he did notice was Barristan Selmy right there. And he wondered how Selmy would react to him being here. And he thinks that apparently he almost revealed himself then and there. But something stopped him. Caution, cowardice, instinct, call it what you will. But somehow he couldn't imagine Barristan the Bold greeting him with anything but hostility. And then like as he's like debating this in his mind, the moment passes and he's lost his chance to do it.
Yeah.
But think what could have been.
I didn't even think about it.
what could have been? Like, Daenerys is about to get on a dragon and jump away. Tyrion and Penny were out of the way of the dragon, so they survived. Maybe they wouldn't have. So, like,
there's a lot of what if, could have been. Yeah, it's also hard because it's like, well, I guess in that moment Jorah wasn't there, but I think like another what if is if Jorah had been there, and then let's say Tyrion decided to reveal himself. Like, there's just, or if like Tyrion reveals himself, but then Barristan comes in and he's like, "You're with Jorah," like,
or like,
like
say like he reveals himself and then Daenerys takes off on a dragon and then he's just left with all like his daughter.
Exactly. Like, he's not very. Because
maybe it worked out for the best. Like, it's terrible, but maybe still for the best. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's kind of Tyrion, like the point Tyrion kind of talks about too, where he's like of all the owners, I did kind of get like I got lucky, quote unquote. So I think it also is like I don't trust his dar any more than I trust this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And but what is sad though is that Tyrion didn't get to see the dragon because they had been taken down below the pits by then.
That was so sad because he of all people would have loved to, but also he might have died if he'd seen the dragon, so maybe he can see it later.
Yeah. And this is where we get to the point where the man's like, I'm basically brothers with my owner. And Tyrion's like, yeah, the most insidious thing about bondage was how easy it was to grow accustomed to it. And then he's thinking about how the life of most slaves is not all that different from the life of a serving man at Casterly Rock. And like, he's talking about it like, oh, slavery's not so bad. But I was like, Tyrion, it's not so much that slavery's not so bad. It's more an indictment of the Westerosi system that it's that close to slavery. Just, I need you to consider that, please.
Preach. Yeah. Like, you're like, oh, yeah, sometimes that kind of borders on this, too. Like, come on, Tyrion. Yeah.
And he's also reflecting on Penny and how she's just so naive and how she reminds him of Sansa. And, like, she's seen enough of the world. She shouldn't have this hope and dreams in her eyes. But instead of, like, disillusioning her, he keeps, like, comforting her and reluctantly letting her believe the things she wants to believe.
Aww.
Like, for example, he didn't even tell her that they were to be fed to lions, which he thinks would have been ironic.
Yeah, I mean, I love it.
And like, nobody exactly told him that they were going to be fed to lions, but he pieced it together because everybody was surprised to see that they lived. And then some guy was later complaining about how he would have to feed the lions lots of meat now because they hadn't been fed in 2 days. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just.
Yeah.
All the things. Yeah. But, it's, just Tyrion's kind of taken responsibility for Penny, and he just wants to take care of her the best he could in this, like, messed up situation, messed up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they leave the well, they get on their way, and then suddenly Tyrion starts making a detour, and Penny's like, what? Where are we going? And Tyrion's like, we're going where we're going. Just come along.
Yeah, he's like, I knew she'd follow. And then he just struts along, like, come on.
And Jorah's also not really paying attention, so they make their way to the Second Sons camp.
Ooh.
And no, this is when Jorah realizes, oh, we're here. I don't think you want to do this. You don't know Brown Ben Plum. And Tyrion's like, actually, I do. I played Syvass with him. And I think he likes to hedge his bets. And I'm here to help him with that. And Penny's like, but if we go there, we're gonna... And this was sad. Like, Pretty Pig and Crunch, the dog, they left them at the camp. Like, there's no way they could have brought them without any... But they, too, could probably be added to the death toll without much consideration.
I feel so bad for Penny. That was, like, the only thing she had. And she doesn't even know that Tyrion was gonna pull this. Like, and I get that it'll probably save their lives, but still. Just because it's gonna save your life doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
Yes. So they make their way to the camp gate thing, and then they, the guards are immediately upon them, and they're like, oh, this is the dwarf that Brown Ben Plum tried to buy. And Tyrion's like, that's right, take me to him. And they do. So they come to this tent where Brownman Plum and his like two main people are there. Inkpots is the paymaster, and then
Caspario the Cunning.
Yeah, is some kind of fighter guy. Okay, doesn't matter. So they're all there. Immediately Brownman Plum's like, you seem to have wandered to the wrong way. And won't the yellow guy miss you? Turns like he has worse problems to be dealing with right now. And besides, who's gonna come looking for us here? You have guards. You can scare him away. It's just a small risk for great gain. And also, I know who you are. You're a plum, and plums are sworn to Castle Rock. And I know a little bit about them. And I bet you're descended from the younger son of a Viserys plum. And that's how I know that you were liked by Daenerys' dragons, because you have some dragon blood in you. And Brownman Plum says, my mother said my father had a drop of dragon blood. And Tyrion says 2 drops, that or a cock 6 feet long. I couldn't quite figure this out, and I didn't have time to look it up. I think this is something to do with, like, it's like somebody fathered the kid. It was like 2 Targaryens. It was like secret something. I don't know.
Sorry? Say that again?
I think there's something in the history here where whoever this kid is, like Brownman Plum's father maybe, is said to have been fathered by so-and-so, but in reality, it was another so-and-so. And so it's like 2 Targaryens, really, that are his parents. I know I'm not making any sense. And I might be, but that was what let me real quick find myself a little plum in the wilds of the internet. Yeah. Viserys Plum was rumored to have been fathered by King Aegon IV on Princess Aelena Targaryen, not Ossifer. So, like, officially, Viserys Plum's dad was Ossifer Plum, but it is rumored that actually his dad was Aegon IV Targaryen. So do you see? And so the 6 feet cock is like, is like the guy was so far away. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
It's one of those stupid things. But regardless, Brownman Plum, potentially Targaryen, something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Tyrion's like, yeah, okay, cool. I know right now there's a bounty on my head. But if you take my head to Cersei, by the time you get there, it's going to be all maggots and bone. And Cersei's going to deny that it's me and deny you your prize. So, do you really want to risk that? And Brownman's like, well, I could pickle you, or I could take you alive. And Tyrion's like, but that's so much work. Just work with me, and you'll get everything you ever dreamed of.
I was born a second son. This company is my destiny.
Yeah. And they're like, we need fighters, not jesters. And Tyrion's like, look, I brought you one. And he points at Mormont, and this is where they're like, who's this ugly guy? And Mormont's like, you may not know me, but I know you. And then immediately they recognize his voice, and they're like, Jorah, I thought you left. And he's like, I came back. Yeah. And Tyrion's like, I promise people who have thrown their lot in with me have prospered greatly. And he starts naming Bronn and Shagga, son of Dolph, and Timid, and all of that. All of them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
Who are these? Like, you're saying it as though I know them. Like, who are these D-list celebrities? Like,
yes. Tyrion's like, you know what? We'll get it all into it. Let's have a game of Siwas. But I think I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, so why don't we have some wine first? And that's the end of the chapter.
Tyrion, you smooth bastard. Like, go off.
So, how do you think this is going to go?
This is going to go great. Except so they're gonna accept Tyrion and Jorah and Penny. Penny's gonna be sad. Jorah's gonna get reinvigorated. I I still think that, like, Brown Ben Plum is gonna flop loyalties, like maybe
right. And
Barristan
maybe
gets to
Tyrion
him.
can be the further convincing factor.
Yeah, yeah, like, look what I got for you. But then I do think that's gonna end up with Barristan having to be like, am I okay with just letting Jorah and Tyrion chill? Would Dany be okay with that, you know? So more conflict for Barristan. But I think ultimately, hopefully they end up on the same side, because I do not want to have this all-out battle where it's like, Volantis is trying to do their thing, and then supporting Yunkai, we have Brown Ben Plum, Tyrion, Jorah, Penny, and then we got, like, Barristan trying to hold down the fort, and then Dany's off somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, I do not want all of these things to bubble that way. I want it to be in a way that's good for us.
United front.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that's too much to hope for, but I be hoping.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty much the only prediction. Like, so let's move on.
Yeah.
John.
Oh, sorry. The one other thing that I had was, like, originally, Brown Ben Plum wanted to buy him to give her Tyrion's head. Yeah. So, but I think now he's kind of like, never mind, we'll make this work. But I don't know. I'm like,
as Tyrion has also explained, like, his head is not as worth as on its own as his head is much more valuable while on his shoulders, as he says.
That's true. Yeah, but then also I think, like, Dany not right now being here is also good, because then if it's like, hey, by the time you get back, we did all these things for you, that would also win her over. Anyway, yeah, sorry, just thinking out loud. But yeah, I like this, because now we got more people on our side.
So, John?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, okay, sorry, one more prediction.
Mm-hmm.
All these people been really exposed to the pale mare.
Right, yes.
Any of them gonna bite it?
You know what I'm worried about? I think that Penny's gonna die.
No.
It's gonna be sad. Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, it would be so wild for none of them to die. Well, maybe
Jorah can die, and that'll be fine.
Ooh, maybe, yeah. But also, this motherfucker has survived everything. Like, so
yeah, Jorah dies fighting for Daenerys of the Pale Mare, and then Daenerys hears about it, and it's like, okay, I guess I forgive him. Put up a statue of him somewhere I don't have to look at every day.
Real. Oh my god. And then, yeah. I mean, maybe Brown Ben Plum's fine, because he's Blood of the Dragon.
Okay. And Tyrion's fine because he's also Blood of the Dragon.
Exactly. We're all just Blood of the Dragon, man. Everybody who has a rumor of being a dragon is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is the night before he lets everybody in, and he is having nightmares of just, attacks on the wall, being defeated, and just being abandoned, being like, having to hold down the fort on his own.
They've abandoned me. Oh, this was so depressing.
It's pretty much it's a very realistic stress dream, to be honest. Like,
yeah, unfortunately, like because it's getting to the point of the straw breaking the camel's back for them with you, I think.
And he wakes up with the raven pecking at his chest. Snow, snow, snow. Mm-hmm. And he gets up, he gets ready, and he's thinking, somebody else should be doing this. Like, much better people than me. All the people who died. But no point in thinking about that, because it's done. I gotta deal with it now.
Yeah.
So, as he's thinking and doing all this, the bird chimes up again and says, Corn, King, Snow, Jon Snow, Jon Snow. And even Jon is like, he's never called me by my full name again. This is like, what's happening?
So I don't know. What's that guy's name?
And also King?
I don't know. Yeah, Corn, King, Snow. Is it like King Stannis is stuck in snow, Jon Snow? Like,
that is funny.
I don't know what Corn would be though. So I don't know. I've never understood this Raven guy.
There's this whole I have to go looking in the Reddits. Because there's a whole theory I read once about the Corn King Jon Snow thing.
Okay, interesting.
And I can't say anything.
Okay.
Like, one, because I don't remember it, and two, because I don't remember if it's spoilery remember it.
Okay,
so I'm just gonna stay shushed, but I'm gonna just point out that there's a thing. And if anybody wants to refresh my memory by sending it to me, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll remember to look it up myself.
Yeah, but also I'm like, freaking, what's his name? Bloodraven could also, I don't know, maybe it's like things are getting more urgent, so now instead of just being like, Snow, it's like
Jon Snow, get your things. Like, it's like your mom saying your full government name to get you to do the thing.
Exactly. Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, alright. Yeah, he's just like, okay, this is bad, but we're gonna do it. And he goes to have breakfast with his people, and he's like, okay, get ready, get all the things in place, and also, if there's any trouble today, I sure as hell better not find out that any of us started it, because then you'll answer to me.
We're dancing on rotten ice. I really liked that way of thinking about it.
And then he dismisses them, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go do the things. And then he's left with Dolorous Ed, who's here to take a bunch of the more spearwives back to their Long Barrow castle on the wall that they've been hanging out at.
Cute.
And it was nice to see him, even if it was only for a moment. And I hope that he would like stay for a while, but by the time Jon gets back from the day, it's like he's gone already.
Yeah. Oh.
Which is so sad. But yeah, it was just like a moment of brightness and a sulky day. But then not necessarily. Like, there's more moments of brightness. But anyway, they're just chatting. They're like, how's it going? Not great, but it could be worse. It's fine. And it's a bright, sunny, warm day, and the wall is weeping, so it's like actually a pretty good day for this. And obviously Ed is like, it's a bad sign, and Jon's like, what if it was storming? And he's like, that would be a worse sign.
Oh my god, I miss, like, every time we see Dolorous Ed, I just laugh, you know? He always just says something like funny. You're like, yeah, he's cute,
he's great. And so they leave. Jon goes to the stables and gets on his horse, which is like a fancy stallion this time, which is not his usual choice, but he's got to look impressive.
Thank God this boy's finally using
also,
his brain.
I'm realizing he spent that whole day on the back of a horse. His butt must be so sore.
So true. Oh my god.
And he's also taking a guard this time. 8 men in their prime. Ty and Mully, Left Hand Lou, Big Little Rory, Falk the Flea, Garrett Greenspear, and Leathers. Leathers, because he's great, but also to show the free folk that, like, hey, look, he fought with you one time, and now he's one of my trusted advisors. Like, you all can aspire for the Night's Watch dream.
Yes.
The
Jon politicking is strong in this chapter. Yeah, I was proud of him for finally, you know, taking his guard, doing the things.
Yeah, and it also was a little reassuring. Like, these are all people that we have not heard have specifically defied him or, like, been a pain in the ass.
Totally,
so at least he's got 8 competent people on his side, which he seems to be growing more trusting and, like... Yeah. Like, you know, he sent away all the friends he had, but maybe he's making more friends now.
Yeah.
So it gave me a little bit more hope for Jon Snow, you know?
That's true, yeah. I think the dream scared him, and he was like, ugh. He's like, oh, I'm doing this for the politics. I'm like, I think you're also scared.
Yeah, but I think he had probably made this plan before, though. Yeah. To bring the guard.
That's true.
Yeah. I just like it that it's not all naysayers, necessarily. He's got some people on his side.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that way in most Jon chapters.
Yeah, because it's only the naysayers speaking up. The people who like him are, like, off doing the thing, you know?
Yeah, so they're gathering by the gate, and Jon looks up at the, you know, the sun is starting to rise. It's almost dawn. The stars are disappearing. And he thinks how, when they next reappeared, they would be shining down upon a different world. Or down upon a world forever changed. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So they go through the wall. It's the whole thing. Tormund's there. And his son, he's got his 2 remaining sons with him, Torrig, and the one we didn't hear about last time, Darren. Hey, Darren is nowhere in Tormund do I find Darren. So
okay,
maybe this time his mom named him,
She was like, you've had 5, give me one.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And Tormund's
can you imagine if his mom's name was also like Tormunda or something? Like,
well, what if her name is like Darna or something?
oh my god, she did the same thing.
She's like, I'm gonna name a kid after me this time.
Please, that's so funny. But I really like this quote. Like, one long blast. For 1,000 years or more, the sound had meant rangers coming home. Today it meant something else. Today it called the free folk to their new homes. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Because literally this, like, I feel like I totally forgot that this was historic because the chapter drags on for so long. Like, the letting them in drags on for so long that I forgot what we were actually doing here. Yeah, like, this is, like, a big deal. And also, I was, like, kind of proud of, like, Bowen Marsh and all of them. They're just, like, yes-sirring and slaying. I think there was, like, a moment where Jon was, like, I can tell they don't want to do it, but whatever. But I was like, okay, thank you for not causing a ruckus. Thank you for doing your job, doing your thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they're a lot more scared of what's in the north than they are what the Night's Watch could do to them. So, like, that's always a good motivator. Yeah. And Tormund's like, okay, come closer. Let my people have a look at what a scared little kid you are. They need to learn that the Night's Watch is not to be feared. And Jon's like, that's not a lesson I want them to learn. So he calls Ghost, and immediately Tormund is like, all business. Yeah. They, from dawn till dusk, he watches the free folk pass. And it's the 100 hostage boys, and, like, they're all about the business. Like, none of them cries. Like, there's no wailing parents. Like, they know what needs to be done, and they're doing it. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and he's like, wow, they're Winter's people. Tears freeze upon your cheek where they come from, so they've learned to just not do it.
Yeah. And Tormund's like, there's a lot of them, but Tormund's pointing out some of the ones that are, like, sons of important people.
Yeah.
And
also, can we talk about one of the guys is just naked?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Is it not cold?
I mean, there's the Hornfoot guys that just walk barefoot, but maybe somebody stole his cloak or something. I don't know. Hopefully he'll get a nice warm fire and clothes.
Yeah, because I'm reading this paragraph and John's like describing every single hair color and size of person to ever exist, and then he's like, one was naked. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, hello.
Or maybe that was just making a point, like, I ain't afraid of the cold, like,
wow.
Until he gets to the other side and is, like, sneezing up a storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's all sorts of people coming through. And, there's also a kid of Viramir 6 skins, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, well, last we heard of Viramir, so he had died. Warged into his wolf, One Eye, which Summer encountered with Bran, and, like, Summer subdued them. And I think last we heard from Bran, he was talking about how Summer would go hunting outside with his pack, so maybe it's the same pack, so maybe Viramir Skins, terrible as he was, lingers still somewhere.
Yeah.
But also makes me think about this kid. Like, does he also have the working powers? Is that going to be any significant? We don't even get his name, I don't think.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And then 2 of the boys turn out to be girls in disguise. And so they have to be switched out for 2 more boys.
One of the girls calls him Tormund Giant Stink.
Yes.
Like, slay. Yeah.
Yet another title to add to his many, many titles.
Exactly. Oh. And Tormund's like, hey, hostage is a hostage. But Jon's like, yeah, but I don't trust the people here, so I'm gonna send him off. And you give me a couple more hostages.
Yeah. And then the final of the hostages is this Tormund's own son, Drin. And
Wow.
this kid is Bran's age, so like 8 or 9, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be Jon's own page, which is cool. And then after the hostages come the warriors, and there's 500 of them. And Jon's like, you could have sent like the family folks first, but Tormund's like, I want my fighters on the other side in case y'all want to cause trouble. So Jon's like, fine, I don't care. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, no, I like it. You gotta, like, sure, I trust you, but, like, I gotta have a backup plan.
I don't want you closing the door on me once you've got all our families on the other side. That's not cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they start passing through, and, like, some of them are staring daggers. Others smiled at him like long-lost kin, though a few of those smiles discomfited Jon more than any glare.
Which, okay, interesting.
Yeah, and none of them kneel, because that also wasn't part of the deal, but they do give them their oaths, because they're like, I swear what Tormund swear. My axe is yours if you need it. I think...
Which I think is good.
Yeah, good.
That's what he needs, and that's what he wants from you.
Yeah. And then Garrick Kingsblood brings 3 of his daughters.
Mm-hmm.
He is descended from Raymond Redbeard, although Tormund's like, he's actually Raymond Redbeard's brother's descendant. Like,
oh. Yeah.
And he's like, they have royal blood from the king beyond the wall. And Jon's like, yeah, free folk don't really care about that stuff, but okay.
I'll present them the Selyse. Like,
yeah, they're beautiful princesses. I'm sure Selyse would love to hang out with them. And beautiful
gowns.
Yeah, he does actually think about that. Selyse would take to these 3 better than she had to Val. They were younger and considerably more cowed, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Now, that's cool and all, but I'm like, free folk may not care for blood, but if Melisandre hears about king's blood, I don't know if I like that,
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that.
And now he's introducing them right to the people that could harm them, just...
Yeah. I don't trust Melisandre like that at all.
Yeah. Or even like Selyse, like say Melisandre doesn't even like Selyse is like, I want a nice weather day to make my way to the Night Fort. Let me burn a couple people.
Yeah. Oh, rip. Add them to the list of people who are dying. Just kidding. I hope this one's not as certain though.
What I hope is that they can be BFFs with Shireen, and then they can just hang out.
Oh my god. Wait. Yes, that's cute.
Yeah. Shireen needs kids. They're kids.
So true.
Hang out and
perfect.
Just that's what it's gonna be. And then as people are passing, they're giving up their valuables and all the things. And there's some interesting things, like a toy mammoth made of actual mammoth hair, an ivory phallus.
Amazing.
AKA a dildo.
Amazing.
A helm made from a unicorn's head, complete with horn. And Jon's like, I don't know how much they're going to fetch in the Free Cities. I'm like, I think you underestimate the value of a dildo.
Exactly. Put them in like a little marketplace. You're good.
Yeah. And then come the Riders of the Frozen Shore, and there's like 2 clans of them. There's like the people with the antlers on their heads and the ones with the walrus tusks. And they do not like each other. And Tormund's like, be wary of those guys.
Yeah.
And they're like going and going. Eventually a cart gets stuck in the tunnel. Yeah. And like it takes them a while, but like the cart getting stuck like raises tensions, and like the people that are waiting behind the cart are like, I'm gonna hack this cart apart and butcher your ox right here, and the people that own the cart are like, I'm gonna kill you if you try. And they have to like go calm everybody down. Yeah, it takes them like an hour to get it open again, but things start flowing again.
Yeah.
And Tormund once again is like, your gate's too small. If only I had the Horn of Jormungand, I would shatter this thing to the ground.
Yeah.
And then Jon is like, well, Melisandre burned that horn.
Yeah.
And Tormund is like, oh, that horn? That was just something a cool looking horn we found in a giant's grave. We never found the real thing. Mance just wanted to scare you a little.
Mm-hmm.
And John's like, I don't know if Mance was lying or if he's lying. I don't know what to do with this information.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with this information?
I mean, I think that this confirms the theories that you presented to me. I don't think that Mance had the horn. I think that, what's his name? Tormund is telling the truth. And I think that probably, like, the Euron-Jaqen exchange, all that, you know. So I think...
So you think the horn that Euron had is the horn?
Maybe.
Remember,
no, wasn't that a different dragon? Wasn't that
that's like a dragon
wait,
horn.
Yeah, sorry.
My theory was that the horn that Jon found at the Fist of the First Men that he gave to Sam, that Sam took with him, is the horn.
Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry, I forgot that I totally forgot that we had two different horns.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's also like a billion horns that the Free Folk, like in a part of the plunder, like he was recounting, and that also has war horns on it. Maybe that's, but he doesn't note any specific one.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it is the same. I totally forgot Sam existed. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I've forgotten about that boy. We haven't seen him in so long. Maybe we'll see him. Maybe we're still getting new POVs. We did last time.
Mayhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
someone was stabbed when they were trying to cut into the line.
Yeah, and I was like, by the time like the sunset starts setting, people are like beginning to panic, and one guy tries to cut line, and then they like get in a fight, and the guy who tried to cut the line and the guy who tried to stab that guy both get sent to the back of the line to start again.
LOL.
And as John's watching this, he's like, tell me about these White Walkers. And Tormund's like, I don't like talking about it here. They're never far. They won't come out by day, not when the sun's shining, but don't think that means that they are away. They went away. Shadows never go away. Might be you don't see them, but they're always clinging to your heels. And they never attacked them in force as they were coming south, but they would nibble at the edges.
Yeah.
And they lost people every day. Anybody who got who wandered off or was too slow, or some of the outriders, or just they lost a lot of people. And fire would keep them away. But on the days when it was snowing heavily, you couldn't find any firewood and keep any fires burning. On those days, people froze to death and woke up undead, like his son.
Sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tormund's like,
you know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah. John's like, I know. And he's like, you know nothing. You killed one dead man. Man's killed 100. A man can fight the dead, but when their masters come, when the white mist rise up, how do you fight a mist? Shadows with teeth, air so cold it hurts to breathe, like a knife inside your chest. You don't know, you cannot know. Can your sword cut cold? And John's like, honestly, maybe. Because Sam had done his research, and Valyrian steel, dragon steel, forged in dragon flame, set with spells. But reading about it is one thing, actually trying it is another. And John's like, hopefully I never have to find out.
Oh my god, yeah.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
And I do think that his sword would be useful.
I think so too, yeah.
If we built them up too much,
yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, but also, not everybody's got that, Jon. Jon, you know what I mean? He's
That's
just
true.
oh, I can kill him. But it's Jon, you're ignoring the part where you're like, sure, yeah, you're right, but that doesn't help you solve, you can't mass produce them right here. It doesn't help you solve the problem that Tormund is bringing up, which is valid, you know?
Maybe your sword, literally, your sword can kill him, but not everybody's sword.
Yeah, that doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's getting late, and Tormund sends his son to go pack up camp, and is like, anybody who's lingering, get them going. Set their tents on fire if you have to.
Yeah.
The gate must close at nightfall. Anyone who's not through the wall by then better pray that the others get to him before I do.
Oh my god.
And Torrig goes on his way, ushers everybody in.
Yeah.
And people are like getting impatient, but John's like, they're not just impatient, they're also scared. It's getting dark. And finally they see like smoke rising in the camp, and Tormund's explaining that they're like burning the dead because, you know, you gotta do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And finally it's like the last, his rear guard, as Tormund calls it, that's left to come. And among them is a boar, a monstrous boar, twice the size of Ghost.
Oh my
covered
god.
in coarse black hair with tusks as long as a man's forearm. And the guy next to him, called Borok, is also a skin changer.
Yeah.
So.
And Ghost and the boar are instantly about to go at it.
Yeah, at odds. And Tormund's like, best lock them up tonight. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I also don't love that Ghost is going to be far from Jon again.
Exactly. It does not give me good vibes.
Yeah. And so finally they wrap it up, and Jon's like, go on ahead. I'm going to be the last one in. I'll meet you at the feast.
Yeah. And then it's just Jon and his guard.
And they finally pass through. They counted 3,119 free folk passing through.
Okay, but as Borok gets in, he's like, you close the door good and tight. They're coming, Crow. I'm like, why are you being so scary?
Yeah.
Like, just be chill. Ugh. And for a moment, Jon's like, he could have sworn he was about to charge.
Yeah, like why are you threatening the people that are on your side? Like, let's get with the program.
I get, like, the not trusting him and all that. Like, I probably wouldn't trust Jon either, but I'm just kind of scared, you know, for Jon. Yeah.
60 of the hostages have been sent off to Eastwatch, and like they worked real fast. Like it's the same day, and already 60 of them are sent to Eastwatch and Shadow Tower.
Yeah.
And Ed Tullett has already taken his 6 wagons full of spearwives to Long Barrow.
Yeah.
And in a couple days, Tormund's supposed to lead his own people to Oakenshield, and the rest are also going to go on their way once it's decided where they're going.
Yeah.
And Bowen Marsh, as always, unhappy. What else is and Jon's just looking around. Like, for as long as he had known it, Castle Black had been a place of silence and shadows, where a meager company of men in black moved like ghosts among the ruins of a fortress that had once housed 10 times their number.
Yeah.
Now, lights shone through windows where Jon Snow had never seen lights shine before. Strange voices echoed down the yard, and free folk were coming and going along icy paths that had only known the black boots of crows for years.
Wow.
And then he sees people playing in the snow.
Yeah.
And not just kids, like grown people. And it's like a much more lively atmosphere.
Yeah, this was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had so many instances of like Jon and Sam all being like, yeah, this is so big and there's so few of us. Like it's such a fortress and we aren't really at that level yet, but now it's I like it.
Jon built himself a village.
Yes. King behavior.
Yeah. And he goes to his room, which is like probably the saddest, quietest part of the castle.
Yeah.
And as he's just like getting in, he gets a message from Cotter Pike. And the message reads, at Hardhome with 6 ships, wild seas, Blackbird lost with all hands, 2 Lyseni ships driven aground on Skane, Talon taking water, very bad here. Wildlings eating their own dead things in the woods. Bravosi captains will only take women, children on their ships. Witch women call us slavers. Attempt to take Stormcrow defeated. 6 crew dead, many wildlings. 8 ravens left, dead things in the water. Send help by land, seas racked by storms. From Talon, by hand of Maester Harmune, with Cotter Pike's angry mark below.
Oh my god. Terrifying.
And yeah, so they left with 11 ships. Only 6 of them left. And they have people don't trust them when they got there because
of course,
slaver ships that came by earlier. So now they're like fighting for their lives, and they went to rescue, but now they themselves are in need of rescue.
Yeah. Oh my god,
plus
this is terrifying.
Dead things in the wood, dead things in the water.
Yeah, because now when you go to rescue, like, how do you go rescue but not, like, add to the problem?
But how do you even, like, who he sent?
Who
what
can he
had
send?
to, yeah, exactly.
I literally don't know. Like, I don't know.
And the dead things in the wood, dead things in the water tells me, like, that's like undead things, right? Like, they're not just dead things. And the fact that they're dead things in the water, they can swim now. That's not cool.
Yeah, I don't fucking like that. I mean, I'm
Or is it
worried.
that you just pile on until, like, there's no water? It's just like they built whatchamacallit? A causeway, like, in the water of dead bodies. I don't know. Yeah,
this is tough. I'm terrified for them.
So what do you think John's gonna do?
I literally don't know. Like, like, who does he... I don't know, maybe he could... But, I don't know, I was like... Because even if... Okay, I don't think people are gonna want to do this. Like, if John's like, I'm sending you, they're gonna be like, no. So then, like, who would want to do this? But then I'm like... well, maybe he could make it, like, a volunteer thing. But then it's also, like... we're finally starting to get... So maybe, I don't know. I guess it's good that, like, we're finally starting to build up our force and, like, the amount of people that we have. But it just sucks, though, because, like, you need, like, you gotta be able to send, like, good people who are gonna be able to navigate such a difficult circumstance. But right now it seems like we have, like, an abundance of, like, untrained people who I would not want to just send to their death. And then, like, add to the amount of people who could come for us, you know? So I don't know, it's hard. I literally don't know. What do you think John should do?
Should do?
Yeah.
That's a very difficult question. Maybe the best thing to do is not do anything. Like,
and the thing is, like,
that's a horror. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah, but then I feel like maybe if, like, that's also another thing I'm worried about is, like, what if John does that and then everybody's mad at him about that and then turns on him for that too? Like, but then it's like
no good choice here.
Yeah, so I do kind of fear maybe that's what happens. I'm not sure.
Maybe he can talk to Tormund and they can together come up with the plan because, like, Tormund knows, like, the North better.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, maybe if Tormund goes, he can convince them.
Navigate it better. Yeah.
Yeah, there's literally no good choice.
Yeah, it's kind of death guaranteed and undeath guaranteed, you know?
For the people at Hardhome?
Yeah, and whoever goes, you're still losing a lot of people of those that go, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, John can go himself.
No, don't do that.
But that also might not go over well, like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
rip homies.
Okay, so in this, like, he'd barely settled one thing, and this new thing has come up.
Exactly,
but the barely settled thing, the free folk that are here now, do you think that part's gonna go according to plan?
I think for now, yeah.
Like, getting them settled, manning the wall, all that.
I think so. There might be, like, little fights and skirmishes, but I think for the most part should be okay.
And will Bowen Marsh deal with his shit, and, like, will everybody get on board already, or...
I don't think they'll get on board. I think it might be more of a biding our time, dealing with it for now sort of vibe.
Okay. I think that's everything. So, next chapters, we're reading 3 next time.
Oh, okay.
We're reading chapters 59, 60, and 61. Give me your hopes and predictions.
Okay, give me Sam, give me Bran, give me Dany.
Okay. None of those. Okay. Chapter 59 is called The Discarded Knight.
The Discarded Knight? Jorah?
We haven't had a Jorah POV yet, so that would
Discarded knight. Oh, what the fuck's his name? Quentin? He's kind of discarded by Jen. I don't know. Okay.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
The discarded knight. I don't think it's Jamie. I don't know who this is. Should I know who this is?
You could. I just don't know if I should tell you.
Okay,
let me tell you the next one, and maybe you can come back to this one.
Okay,
Chapter 60 is the Spurned Suitor.
Spurned Suitor. Okay, so I think this is Quentin.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah, okay. And then, okay, yeah. So I think this is Quentin. So I think maybe Barristan came to him and was like, we're gonna do this. Or maybe Quentin was gonna tell us what his plan was to get Dany on his side. And maybe we get to see Marine maybe all the things start happening and he can give us hints, but because he's not in the middle, he doesn't know exactly what's going on. Okay. You know, maybe this is like Volantis attacks, things are bad, and then it takes someone else's chapter for tides to turn.
Cool. Chapter 61 is The Griffin Reborn.
Griffin Reborn? Okay, what's his name? Who was what was Griff's name? John Connington?
Okay, yeah. Yes, I was like, did you forget Griff from Griffin?
No, I remembered Griff. I just couldn't remember his actual name.
Yeah.
I think that this is Connington.
And what's he up to?
Oh, they are like landing or whatever. Oh my god, we're gonna see what their plan is, what they're up to, if they've landed, like, I don't know, on Dorne or something.
Like in Westeros.
There. Yes, in Westeros.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so then I think the discarded knight is Jorah.
Okay.
For now.
Funny enough, all three of them can be discarded knights, like, technically.
Exactly. Oh my god.
I'll just tell you. It's Barristan.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, mostly because I don't think I can deal with the thought of a Jorah POV.
That's so funny. Even in a fake world, you can't have anyone thinking that.
No.
Even in a hypothetical, yeah.
No, because then I have to consider it, and I don't want to.
Valid.
So, Barristan, what's he gonna do?
Barristan, we're gonna see the plans. We're gonna see the plotting, like, yeah. Because who was he gonna go talk to immediately, though?
Grey Worm.
Yes. Okay, so I think we are going to see that conversation, and then we'll see, like, if they're gonna get sellswords on board, if they're gonna do any, like who exactly, like, I feel like we'll just see the plan laid out a little bit stronger, and then I also think that, like, Volantis is here, you know?
Yeah. Okay, then. Let's just wrap it up, folks. I'm not gonna repeat myself. You know what to do. All the things are in the show notes. We will talk to you next time. Until that time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.